performance?
Yeah, I'm feeling very good, you know. I'm very excited. It was a massive crowd there last night, you know, sold out, 71,000 people. And to be able to go out there and get the job done, you know, against a 17-0 fighter, someone that has a good name, you know, his father was a world champion, you know, and that has so much experience, you know, in fighting. To be able to go out there and basically win every round, you know, I was happy.
I just spoke to him. He has a harness in his hand, a brace. He says he feels his hand is broken. He mentioned that it might have been somewhere around the 7th round. He's not making excuses, but did you feel that at all, that he got hurt?
I have a hard head, you know what I mean? I can take a punch, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think like you said, he's not making excuses, but I don't think it would have changed anything anyway. You know, if it happened that late, I was already after winning how many rounds, you know?
There was over 70,000 people in that arena. You were the co-main event, so that means you at least fought in front of like 65,000, 70,000 people. Man, how was the atmosphere? First event, fight of a lifetime in Allegiant Stadium, courtesy of His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh.
Yeah, it was crazy, you know, crazy atmosphere, you know, to fight in front of that many people, you know, it was unbelievable, you know, and the stars that were in the middle of that night, you know, it was like Dana, Turkey, you know, there was Jason Statham I was talking to, it was mad, you know, when I looked out around the people that were there, it was what an honor, you know, to fight in front of that many people.
Did you get a chance to see the main event, and what were your overall thoughts?
Yeah, I watched it in the back. I watched bits and pieces, you know, I didn't really get to see the full thing. I'll have to watch it today better because I was doing interviews and media, but yeah, from what I seen, Crawford looked good.
Yeah, what was the whole atmosphere like when you mentioned the 71,000 in the air? You saw they had the little matching watches that everybody was wearing. The arena lit up in unison. What was that atmosphere like for you?
Oh, it was very cool, you know, it was very nice. And even when I walked out and they had the Irish colours and everything, you know, it was, what an honour to be there. And 71,000 people, the crowd was very good, you know, for the whole card throughout, you know, it was a great weekend for boxing.
Crazy news out of boxing this morning. Ricky Hatton found dead in his house where he lives. What is your reaction initially to hearing something so shocking?
Yeah,
he was preparing for a comeback fight December 2nd.
You know, it's very, very sad to hear. You know, Ricky Hatton's a legend to the game. You know, I actually met him when I was a very young kid. You know, so yeah, very sorry to his family and send my prayers to them.
Tom Lawler, you've done an amazing job with Kaylin Wash. I remember when he debuted, he told me he was the goods. So far, so good. But so what? What's next for Kaylin Wash?
I mean, this is huge. This is all part of the plan, and I didn't think at 14 fights he'd be the co-feature at Allegiant Stadium on Netflix, but along with Dana White, you know, it's come together really well. He fought at MSG 3 times. He fought in Dublin at the 3 Arena. Now he's 15-0. Fought an undefeated fighter like Fernando Vargas Jr. Big win for him, and the sky's the limit. Turki Al-Sheikh really liked what he saw last night, and he even offered to put him on the big UK card in November.
Thoughts on Canelo last night and Terence Crawford, Tom? What are your initial thoughts after such a shocking performance by Crawford? That many people are saying it was an all-time classic.
I know Canelo very well from the 3 Triple G fights, and have a tremendous amount of respect for him. But what Bud Crawford did last night was extremely impressive. I didn't expect that. I thought he'd be faster than Canelo, but I didn't think he would stand in the pocket and trade with Canelo and get the better of the exchanges. So you got to give a ton of credit for what Bud Crawford accomplished last night.
But what do you think he did that Gennady Golovkin couldn't against Canelo, that was able to secure the win, and especially in almost there was a wash, you know, he pretty much won like almost every round?
Well, Triple G, I think, was pretty clear that he won the first fight. So I think Triple G did something similar to what Crawford did, but I would say Crawford had the speed and Canelo slowed down quite a bit since the Triple G fights. So still got to give him credit. Look, Canelo's still the face of boxing, still can sell out, you know, a 70,000 seat arena on a Mexican Independence Day, but Crawford stood there, had the speed, had the exchanges, and he really grew into that weight really well. It wasn't like he bulked up and slowed down. He put on the weight the right way and kept his speed and kept his power at 168 pounds, so you got to give him a ton of credit for that.
What do you think happens next for Canelo Alvarez here after this Saturday?
Look, both Canelo and Crawford, they can write their own ticket. What Canelo's accomplished in the sport, he can pick and choose whoever he decides he wants to fight. He's not going to be forced to fight anyone, and the same thing with Crawford. If they do a rematch, it'd be great. But at this point, you know, Canelo can really decide who he wants to fight, and he'll still sell out arenas you know, wherever he fights.
Cool. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Mr. Lofton. Thank
All
you.
right, good to see you.
Thank you, Tom.